Hi, my name is Mike.
My name is Dorothy.
I'm Jack.
My name is Michaela.
My name is Yang.
Julia.
And Tina.
I am Mel.
My name is Sandra. My name is Gabriella.
My name is Rachel.
What would you say your favorite part of this virtual experience has been?
I enjoy it and it's so much fun and very educational. Favorite part is being able to work alongside my other coworkers who have similar interests as me.
Best part of SYEP is the skills you're taking away, but it's also the friendships that you form. My favorite part of this virtual experience is actually getting to know the people in my group and getting to collaborate with them and just getting to know them better and finding out that we work really well as a team.
This program taught me things such as how to build a resume and how to speak properly. So I feel like I've gained skills that will help me in the future.
It's hard to meet people with the times we're in now. So being online and doing teamwork and talking to everybody, it's just nice to meet new people.
The guest speaker and the career panels was definitely fun and interesting to listen to. But I also actually enjoyed the remote experience. A lot of people usually say it's a little bit difficult through a computer to really work or put all your effort there and show who you really are. I kind of enjoyed it because there was definitely plenty of chances with your group and with your instructor to really show the kind of work ethic you have through the assignments. And there was also flexibility.
In life, my goal is ultimately to be able to create a support system for other people and help others. And this summer experience has kind of given me a little chance to dip my feet in that water, because I'm interacting with other people and I'm raising awareness for a topic that affects a lot of people globally.
If you do decide to go into the program, you should really take advantage of every single opportunity that is given to you and really take note of everything, because in the long run, it's really going to help you in the end.
The people you meet in the program could be your best friends and you don't even know.
You learn a lot because sometimes we go to guest speakers and we learn a lot from adults with experience.
Join it. It's it helps you with a lot of different skills and it's a fun experience. It just depends on us if we really want to reach out, because the help is always there. And I know some people might be scared of the future, so they really won't step up, to ask questions, but I feel it's just on our part to really grab onto it.
Welcome to UAU's SYP Day of Action 2021. It's great to see everyone and we're excited to share and celebrate this summer's work. Bienvenido al Día de Acción SYEP 2021 de la UAU. Es genial ver a todos y estamos emocionados de compartir y celebrar el trabajo de este verano. I would like to introduce our MCs for the day from Cohort 58. Me gustaría presentarles a nuestros maestros de ceremonias del día del Grupo 58, Farida Morgan, Jonathan Yang y Damon Singh.
What is the Day of Action? The SYP Day of Action is a virtual showcase of the education our cohorts have achieved and the meaningful work UAU's SYEP interns have completed on civic and workplace projects this summer. Civic issues is a topic that affects many people. This cohort shines a light on some civic issues that may have gone unnoticed and how they can affect people.
Hello everyone, we are Group 1 from Cohort 28. I'm your host, Joseph, he, him.
My name is Sophia. I was the content developer for the project and my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Jose. I was the project manager and my pronouns are he/him.
I'm Xavier, the outreach coordinator, and I go by he, him.
All right, and our project we'd like to showcase is Youth for Pride. That is our website. And before we show off anything with the said website, we'd like to show you a little intro video to get to know our project.
This year's been just fantastic for LGBTQI plus rights. I mean, all of the parades and laws that must be being passed. It really makes this year such a breakthrough.
Hate to break it to you, dude, but this has not been a good year for LGBTQ rights. In fact, with state legislation going on right now that are trying to push blatant human rights violations against LGBTQ people, this may end up being one of the worst.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Unfortunately so, multiple states have passed laws that are blatant human rights targets against these people at such a rate that we've passed the number that was set in 2015 before mid-year. And the scariest part, the amount waiting in the wing that can only be vetoed to be saved or were introduced that now go into the hundreds.
Oh my gosh, that shouldn't be at all. I wish there was a way I could do something. I need a new website run by fellow teenagers like myself, dedicated to educating and updating on all of these laws and how I can help out, specifically as Youth of America.
I can help. Have you heard of Youth for Pride? YouthForPride.org is a website run by the Youth of America dedicated to showing how the future generation are proactive in fighting LGBTQ plus issues.
Wow, that sounds so helpful. Can you tell me a little more about what the website entails?
Of course. We have the latest articles that are constantly being updated, videos and interviews conducted by yours truly, and we have surveys too. We have a whole team who helped develop this website. And hold up. Didn't you work on this?
What? No, that's not me. That guy had glasses and bangs. So it definitely can't be me. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, I can't wait to see this website in the future.
No problem. I forget I worked on this all the time. God, it's great to see someone trying to make a positive change out there for their community.
So yeah, I just want to direct you guys through a little bit of the website. Center page, we have our featured works. Right now, our featured work is a video. I did an interview with Derek Holloway. For those who didn't have his panel meeting, which was fantastic, he works with Hedrick Martin Institute, which is an institute that works with youth, gay youth, specifically in New York City. And we talked a little bit about LGBTQ acceptance, specifically with how society perceives it versus the larger government. If you look on the left, in the orange, you can hit our link to a survey. Just want to click on that real quick.
Our group conducted an anonymous survey of our peers who've been affected by these LGBT-related laws. And to our surprise, the overwhelming majority of them didn't really know any specific laws or rights that are affecting the LGBT community. And like similar to me, not too long ago, not enough people my age were aware of these laws and issues that we face today. And that's what our website aims to do, is to spread more awareness and advocate for change in our community.
A big thing with us was how little the youth understand how important these LGBTQ issues are, because when you're really younger, you expect the LGBTQ community to be as platformed and well respected as they are right now. But right now, it's just been like a mess, and they're still trying to push back on human rights to this day. We'd like to highlight a few of these articles. Now, we would publish ourselves, but these are just ones that we want to signal boost to the people reading our website.
So far this year, 8 anti-LGBTQ bills have been enacted into law.
Now, as a group who's really important and focusing on how the youth should know more about LGBTQ rights and how they should be the ones to progress change, seeing these states try and ban these people in order to keep them unaware of what's happening with the LGBTQ community is pretty sickening to us. It's sickening that a record for blatant human rights violations is getting broken in 2021. And then under that, it's just videos. If we're making more videos, one we're highlighting again is the interview. And other than that, you can email us about anything else. And that's our website. Thank you, guys.
Please check out some of our other cohorts who worked on similar issues that were just presented.
We decided to create an Instagram page as an awareness campaign. Our slogan, #equality4all, where everyone, no matter what race or group, should be treated equal. Our message states, mistreatment and discrimination based on one's race has been an ongoing issue in society for many years. Targeting people because of their skin color and ethnicity has to be stopped.
This animation is by Scarlett Peralta, and once again, this is Cohort 16. This summer, we wanted to take on the issue of college debt and affordability for the sake of not only ourselves, but the community and generations to come.
Our cohort has reviewed many of these issues and have concluded with some possible solutions to help or resolve these issues for some people.
Percentages of the mental health of Black lives. 13.4% of African Americans in the U.S. 16% of African Americans who suffer from mental illness.
Be there for members in the Black community who are struggling with mental health due to racism. There are many petition and donation pages for Black Lives Matter, and signing or donating would help a lot as well.
That show that people of color are much more likely to be prosecuted than their white counterparts. That it would be a student-led movement that will have live events or even show different organizations and campaigns that people can look at and check out for more information so we can all be well informed on the issues that are happening in the world.
Welcome to the podcast that we have prepared for you on this beautiful Thursday morning.
Today we're going to talk about voter suppression, or also known as voter ID laws. We obviously but aren't perceiving it like we think we are. The phrase first spoken by a character from the show True Detective means that the time as we know it repeats. Everything we've done will at some point happen again. This phrase can be connected to a strategy used by the government and political parties called voter suppression.
Thank you, Kelly. That was a great introduction to our voter suppression presentation. It's just this podcast. It just means a lot to me. The amount of people being affected by it yearly, just it greatly impacts my community. Because like in the last 20 years, things like your voter ID laws, they really impacted my community. Like so many minorities, Latinos, Asians, Native Americans, they all got affected by this voter ID law that prevents them from voting. It's just bad. It restricts them. It restricts their God-given right. It's just not fair.
I really enjoyed my time with Cohort 44, but one of my favorite moments definitely had to be when we went out to fundraise money. I really liked it because we went out to West Brighton, which is where I'm from in Staten Island, and I got to see how much my community really wanted to give back, as well as the good feeling that comes with, obviously, helping your community and those.
There could be many different forms of violence. For example, there is emotional violence and physical violence. In both cases, it is hurting someone in a way that causes injury or even death. Our next group is Cohort 55, presenting a video project about violence prevention, so I will let them take the floor.
We represent Cohort 55. Today, our team will present the social issue of domestic violence.
We, Cohort 55, chose our topic because it's a major issue in current day.
We believe that if we bring awareness towards domestic violence, that more people won't be as scared to share their stories and speak up about their situation.
To bring awareness, we created an Instagram page called End Domestic Violence 55.
We will use Instagram as a platform to connect with people because they'll be able to share the information about domestic violence that we post with other people by using the hashtag EDM, End Domestic Violence, to bring awareness around social media. I hope
you enjoy
today's presentation.
We are in the fight to end domestic violence.
Hi, my name is Benaya.
My name is John.
My name is Jaden.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and
My name is Anthony, and I'm fighting to end domestic violence.
I am fighting to end domestic violence.
I am fighting to end domestic violence.
Fighting to end domestic violence.
My name is Shahados from Cohort 55. Cohort 55 aims to break the silence and hashtag end domestic violence. What is domestic violence? Domestic violence is defined as aggressive behavior that would take place at home and involves a spouse or partner of a relationship. Effects of domestic violence includes a higher rate of depression and suicidal behavior. It also includes an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, as well as extreme stress and anxiety that can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD. Domestic violence statistics. According to the CDC, 1 in 5 women and 1 in 7 men will experience physical violence by their intimate partner at some point during their lifetimes. About 1 in 3 women and nearly 1 in 6 men experience some form of sexual violence during their lifetimes. About 10 million people every year are affected by domestic violence. The New York City Police Department alone responds to approximately 230,000 domestic incidents each year. Why purple? Seemingly random at first, there's actually a reason behind the color being representative of those who protest and fight against domestic violence. The reason being revolved around the emotions that you feel when you see or hear domestic violence as anger and sadness. Anger has been proven to be often thought of in color as red and sadness as blue, and when you mix those together, you get purple. Moreover, purple is a color that represents peace, courage, survival, honor, and a commitment to eradicating violence. It is a tribute to individuals who have survived domestic abuse, as well as those who have died as a result of it. Raising domestic violence awareness is an important part of the endeavor to break the cycle of abuse. The use of the color purple in such movements can date back to the early 1900s. During the popular civic movement, who also utilized purple, white, and gold as well, and saw it as colors of purity, hope, and loyalty. The full real-life story can be found on the BBC official website. Abby Blake was first introduced to her husband on Valentine's Day in 2014, and just months after their first date, she decided to marry him. In the beginning, everything was going fine in their relationship, but not for long. One day, Abby's husband started verbally abusing her, leading her to question her own intelligence. She ignored it in the beginning, but it was harder to ignore when the verbal abuse turned into physical violence. Her husband would kick, slap, and punch her. Abby tried to hide the bruises she'd gotten and didn't want to speak up against him or even leave him. One day, she was beaten so badly she suffered permanent spinal cord damage and was rushed to the hospital. This time, she decided she couldn't take it anymore and decided to leave him for good and press charges. Today, Abby Blake supports and advocates for women who have suffered from domestic violence. Location/causes. Different places domestic violence is prevalent in. Domestic violence is most common in Ethiopia, Middle East, and Africa. Causes of domestic violence. Some of the main causes are poverty, lack of a high school education, witnessing family violence as a child, and having a low sense of self-worth. Some more causes include frustration, exposure to violent media, violence in the home or neighborhood, and a tendency to see other people's actions as hostile even when they're not. What to do if you're affected by domestic violence. If you're affected by domestic violence or know someone that is a victim, try contacting the authorities about the problem or use the domestic violence hotline at 1-800-799-7233 for help. For further information, please visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline website.
You are all amazing when you all put videos of yourself talking and introducing yourself. Also, I loved how you put in a real story. Again, thank you so much, Cohort 55.
Hey guys, my name is Gaetano, and this summer while participating in SYEP, our topic was violence, and learned the alternate ways of violence and how they can be present in each individual's lives, as well as learning how to seek help and what to do if violence is present in your life.
Good afternoon, this is Cohort 10, the gun violence group. We prepared a slide presentation to spread awareness about the harms that guns can do. Every day, over 100 people in America are harmed by gun violence. It ruins many people's lives, and we all need to work together to help prevent any more deaths from gun violence.
Hello, my name is Nathan Bezuewski, and my favorite thing about this program was learning about the effects of using substances and just overall how to be a better person through global citizenship and civic.
La violencia de armas de fuego es un problema que nos está afectando a todos los miembros de nuestra comunidad, en especial a nuestra generación más joven, los niños. La venta ilegal de armas de fuego nos está perjudicando mucho y más cuando son vendidas a personas no aptas para tenerlas, causando disturbios en vías públicas como metros, la estación de bus, calles y hasta escuelas. La venta de armas ilegales es un problema que está causando terror no solo en Estados Unidos, sino en todo el mundo. Cuando hablamos de armas, las personas claramente deben tener un permiso para adquirir una, algo que no se está cumpliendo.
In these trying times, it is now more important than ever to focus on your mental health, and Cohort 57 is here to provide us with a preview of their podcast where they discuss the importance of mental health and wellness.
All right. Our group, we started to make a podcast about mental health and wellness, specifically for students. And our group name was Stigma, Student Team Instigating General Mental Awareness. As we all know, COVID-19 has had a huge impact on many people's lives, whether that be personal life, work life, or even school life. Because of all of these changes being made, it had an effect on many people, which was sometimes positive and sometimes negative. We chose to specifically focus on COVID-19 recovery in schools because it is an area that we are most familiar with. Also, some of us even experience these struggles or witness our peers face these struggles that COVID-19 has caused. We chose to focus on specifically the mental health aspect of COVID-19 recovery because it's relevant to us students. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed our lives and affected us mentally. In fact, according to an Active Minds Spring 2020 student survey, 1 in 5 college students say their mental health has significantly worsened under COVID-19, and 80% of college students who report COVID-19 has negatively impacted their health. And the mental effects of COVID-19 on students are anxiety, stress, depression, and loneliness. We are doing this for everyone that has struggled with mental health and or with COVID-19. This work is important because it's a serious topic. For example, if you go through mental health, it will affect you, how you think, feel, and act.
For our final product, we made a podcast talking about the different effects COVID-19 had on teenagers and their mental health. We discussed the statistics of teenagers that have depression, how we can help so that they can reach out, and more. Our main purpose for this podcast is so that people are aware of how COVID affects many people negatively and how we can help. This is episode 1 of Stigma. It's featuring Philip and Michael. This episode is Depression During COVID-19.
Let's start off. So I'll introduce myself. I am Philip, going into 10th grade, and will be your host for this episode.
I'm Mike Fenn. I'm going into 10th grade too.
So we're here to talk about depression. As students, we're I don't want to say that me and you are familiar with it, but our group is familiar with it. So what experience have you had with others who have experienced depression during the pandemic?
One of my friend, so I've noticed that he started to he became slower.
Slower to do what? Like physically slower?
Like he would be more moody, and I don't think he was depressed, but he was just
lethargic,
boring, and he was just bored. Maybe.
Yeah. Kind of down, sort of entering an area of depression. I know I have a couple friends who have depression, and the pandemic itself has really only has really only increased what they feel. Being inside all the time, online communication itself is inherently lifeless. It just creates a downward spiral. Do you know what I've noticed? That even if there is an opportunity to hang out either online on video games or in real life, people will still decide to not attend just because they feel that down about themselves and others. It's legitimate. It's self-feeding. You get a little bit more depressed, and a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a lot of bit more, and then it slowly increases until it's a very, very difficult problem to manage. If you had a friend who were trying to go through something because of COVID-19, something bad was happening to them because of COVID-19, what would you try and do to help them? What are the steps that you take?
I think first is I would contact him, tell him what's going on, and depends on how bad the situation is. Let's say if it's a finance problem, I'll maybe contact him every week and ask how's it going, what's happening, is everything good.
I definitely agree with you there. Communication is one of the greatest first steps in anything. So what's after step 2? What happens after you break ice and you communicate? What would you do afterwards?
Maybe make a plan with him to go out, talk in person, because it's always better to talk in person than online.
Anything that we do as friends isn't gonna cure a person's depression. It's merely gonna help subside or help minimize it until they can get professional help. Best you can do for your friends is really just hang out with them, talk to them, help them go through their issue, help them minimize and get it to a more manageable level. Help wake them up if they're acting a little slow. Dealing with depression in yourself. Do you have any tips that you would like to share with us, Michael?
I know my friend, he recently had a breakup. Ooh, and he kind of, maybe it was a month or 2 months ago, and he started to work out a lot.
Self-improvement. It doesn't even have to be lifting weights, just walking around or doing something active is a massive getting out of bed. It can be as small or as big as possible, just doing something. I'll say thank you for being with us, Michael, today.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. And we have been Stigma. So we're hoping to spread around our message to others, give more attention to mental health specifically in students. We also want to showcase how mental health affected students and teachers. And we also want to give insight on how little like preparation was given to the whole COVID-19 situation. Lastly, we're also looking to show that we gave a place for students to speak their minds on these subjects. What did we learn from this project? What do we need to do as students? And how do our schools recover from COVID-19? Well, we learned that as students, we are in need of supports. Everybody needs them. We believe that schools need to create a separate space for students to get support when they need it, kind of a school issued support. Schools should have tools, resources, strategies in place that help students suffering from mental health issues, and our school can recover by, lastly, our school can recover by creating classes, support groups, or having services available for students.
Hello, I'm Vivian from Cohort 37, and our cohort issue was COVID recovery, to focus on the subtopic of COVID vaccine awareness. And we decided to tackle this topic through the use of social media in order to reach a wide variety of.
What we need to focus on most is vaccine awareness. So as you can see on the slides Sabine is showing, we created our own posts. So we put factual information on this post. We put information why you should get vaccinated to appeal to the younger generation and the older generation to get the vaccine.
This is Cohort 23, and our topic is physical health and wellness. The physical health and wellness of today's society is deteriorating due to the lack of affordable and accessible healthy foods, especially in low-income communities. We are trying to raise awareness towards this issue in hopes that people will take action by merely educating others or donating to food pantries and volunteering at food banks. Through raising awareness, we can practice healthier diets in our community while improving the public's physical and mental health.
Over the course of this project, our cohort, Cohort 29, researched mental health and interviewed victims of mental health-related illness to showcase to our community that mental health cannot be treated with just a simple, just be happy. Mental health is treated with love and care from loved ones and people who want to see the victim recover from their current position in life.
In what ways does mental health affect your life? Well, the way mental health affects everyone's lives is the better mental health you have, the better decisions you make, the healthier you are, and the better you are in life overall.
This was a great opportunity for me, and I genuinely enjoyed this experience, and I hope you guys have fun too.
You could have a virtual drum roll, please. I'd like to say a big congratulations to our winning cohort, which is cohort number 28. Congratulations. You were voted our #1 cohort from all of our top 3 cohorts, but the results were really, really, really close. So congratulations to all of our top 3 cohorts. And again, congratulations to everyone. You're all amazing.
And that's it, folks. Thank you all for coming to the SYEP Day of Action. Throughout the day, we not only saw the hard work of our fellow cohorts, but also learned a lot about the world we live in. I hope this was a great experience for you guys, and I hope you all learned something as well. And I look forward to bringing the information we learned here today into the upcoming year and beyond. Stay connected with UAU by following us on social media at UAU Workforce Development. Have a great rest of your summer. And once again, thanks for tuning in.